Yeah, Hitler was a great leader. Is such an odd thing to say because he demonstrably got owned. You know what I mean? All right. It's time.
Men.
I've been holding off on this like a delicious, tasty treat. Okay? Because it is a tasty treat. This guy, I've seen this guy. We watched this guy. He got owned by the trad wife woman on this whatever podcast, which is probably the worst of the worst. I mean, this is a treat. This is a treat for all of us. Are men superior to women? Alphas versus betas. Okay? It's so good. It's so fucking good. This guy is awesome. Just the way he looks, the way he carries himself. It's great. Let's get started.
Men should be the stable ones. Men don't need to be crying in front of women. And ideally, they're not splitting chores. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but
I think, first of all, I just want to say, in a lot of circumstances, I've seen a bunch of this guy's videos. In a lot of circumstances, okay, you don't actually immediately, figure out that someone may or may not have some neuroatypicality. But I'm sorry, I've never seen this dude look another person in the eye ever. Okay? Like, that's all I'm going to say. And in a way that is like, in a way that, you know what I mean. You motherfuckers don't look people in the eye in the chat either, okay? Myself included. Shut the fuck up. I'm just saying, let's watch.
I think that if a woman cannot look up to you in some way, then she cannot respect you. And if she cannot respect you, she cannot love you.
Bro, he always talks like this. He's always like, yeah, I think sometimes you might need to beat your wife. It's fucking fine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's fine. It's all good.
Totally.
I totally agree.
Totally disagree.
Step forward if you agree with the prompt. Men are designed to want to sleep with multiple women.
Yeah! What does that mean? What are you, a fucking animal? Like, what the fuck? There's nothing more alpha than being a fucking dog. Yeah, you're fucking beta, brother, if you think that.
Yeah, I would say I definitely agree that men, want to sleep with multiple women. I think it's natural because one of the things is because we have so much sperm and that we produce so much sperm, and that makes us want to repopulate the earth basically. And so a lot of times what happens is I think that society is telling men not to do that for whatever reason. You know what I mean? And some guys fall into that, but I definitely believe.
This guy's shirt says submissive women are sexy. I think the funniest part about being one of these alpha dogs is that, like, you are perpetually in a state of never getting pussy, okay? Or at least the type of women you attract are going to be fucking gross, okay? Like, I'm sorry. It's just, don't get mad at me. Don't say that it's misogyny. Women can be gross too, okay? They can't. You're not gonna find like a sick person who has like everything together, who's gonna be like, that's what I want to fuck, like that fucking demon right there. And then I feel like that also reinforces their cycle, which, I mean, obviously their starting position is fucking insane, okay? But then they're like, yeah, all women care about are private jets. It's like, bro, you literally are that's the only output you have. Like, of course you're only going to be around women that only care about your material possessions and like want your money, you fucking idiot, because that's all you're offering. You have nothing else going on. You know what I mean? You got nothing going on. If all you got is like, oh, look at my cars, they're so sick, then yeah, all of the fucking all the women that are attracted to that are going to be like, yeah, I love cars. I love cars and, you know, super tight suits that you're wearing, you know? I love the cool cars and shoes and all this shit. And yeah, sometimes those ladies are trying to get the bag. These guys get girlfriends who can't drive from DUIs. They get on the way home from work. You got to go for the cool girl that can drive and also has a ton of garbage on the passenger seat of their car. They need a boyfriend's feet on that garbage. That's so specific. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Believe that, you know, men actually want to be with multiple women because it's just a natural thing in us. This is why you hear all the time, you know, men always cheating and guys feel like they, you know, trying to hide the cheating and everything like that. And if it was natural for them to just want to be with that one woman, then cheating wouldn't even be an issue. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I think for the way we were cultured, I agree with that, but also to just through human history, right, for survival, I mean, maybe this is old school thinking, but it's just like for survival, you need to have lots of kids. So if someone's pregnant.
I just want to point something out once again, always. Like, obviously, appeal to nature is a fallacy because, like, the entire existence of humanity is about overcoming, like, our natural instincts or whatever. That's, like, at the basis of building society. There's nothing natural about skyscrapers. You know what I mean? I talk about that all the time. There's nothing natural about flight, you know? Nothing natural about dominating nature. That's at the heart of being a human. So the idea that like, oh, this is natural is really stupid, especially when you consider that like a lot of things in nature are super fucking gay and super, I guess, unnatural in the eyes of these alpha dogs. Like just look at the fucking bonobo population. You know what I mean? Like, so there's that. That's number one. Number two, anyone that says they're alpha are not alpha, okay? I don't know what alpha even fucking means. I have long considered that like alpha or masculine traits are always just a substitute for confidence. Like they're just talking about confidence and leadership, just ascribing positive values to these concepts. But let me tell you something, okay? No motherfucker who is like truly a confident person is going to go out of their way and be like, I'm so alpha dog. You're not. You're not going to say that. If you have to say it, you don't have it, okay?
How do you keep multiplying? You just, more women, right? Not saying it's right or wrong, but it's just kind of the way. I think women even cheat too. It's like 50-50.
Yeah, I think women also, want to do their thing, you know what I'm saying, in some situations, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's just men. I think it's a natural, like I feel like because that desire is there, it's a natural thing for, you know, if we're talking specifically men, that desire to want to do it is natural in us, so then therefore you're going to want to do it. So I don't think it's a natural thing to just be with this one woman, but at the same time when I'm with this one woman, I only want to stay with her. It's almost like I'm lying to myself if I just want to be with her, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that makes perfect sense. But the question is that the end point? Is being with multiple women the end point? I'm of the firm belief that it is important to position yourself as a man to have the capacity to be with as many women as you possibly can, and position yourself in a way where you understand female nature and you maximize your potential as a man. And that's where I don't necessarily agree that just because there's a deeper desire.
Bro, literally, I can't believe I'm saying this, but like dudes who are like, yeah, I'm over pussy or whatever are infinitely more sane than dudes who are like, being able to fuck as many women as possible is like what my primary goal is. It's like, dude, what are you saying? First of all, here, I'll use terminology that you use. You're putting pussy on a pedestal, okay? You have made it your life's mission at that point. Just like be a normal person and treat women like they're human beings, okay? Because they are human beings. What the fuck?
Desire to continue to do it means it's going to be the most optimal thing for you and your own ability to thrive at the highest level and connect with God here on earth.
I was taught not to be with multiple women, right? But it's like, especially, I mean, here's the thing, especially when you're in a relationship, right? It's like, it's better to grow together with somebody than multiple people, which I totally agree. But I think in the dating terms, it's like, there's nothing wrong with being multiple women because I think that's just dating. It's experimenting, it's finding other people. But are we naturally made to just always be with one person? It's like, if that were true, then these first thoughts of being with another woman, even though I'm in a committed relationship, would never occur. But it comes up once in a while. But it doesn't mean I'm acting upon it. So
And you might be being generous about saying.
The two sides of the alpha dog coin. One is like everyone agrees that like, you know, man, we gotta fuck as many as we can, right? You know what I'm saying, fellas? But then one side is saying like, and that's why we gotta lean into that urge, and the other side is like, no, you gotta overcome that urge, brother. That's what being alpha's about. I like that there's like internal division among the alphas.
Saying once in a while probably goes up quite a bit.
God,
I'm gonna hate the fucking betas, aren't I? I'm gonna fucking despise the betas. I feel like I don't even want to know what they're about to say. I can just listen to the alpha dogs all day, in like how insecure they are.
depends what kind of relationship you're in, I guess, or how good of a day it is, right? Like, but I would say for me, if it was totally natural, even though I was nurtured into only being with one woman, that these thoughts wouldn't occur then.
Right, and the thing with me, I'm non-monogamous, so I have a wife, I have a girlfriend, and I still, from time to time hook up with other girls. You know what I mean? And so, and the thing is, it feels regular to me. It doesn't feel like I'm trying to do it or doing it because I'm forcing myself. It just feels just natural, like it's something I want to do. You know what I mean? And so to not do it feels unnatural. You might just want this one woman for a relationship. I can understand that, but sexually though, I think it's all BS.
Yeah, I agree. I think a man can absolutely be head over heels in love with a woman and still sleep with other women and it not mean anything to him.
Right.
And I think all men have the proclivity to want to sleep with other women. Now, whether they're able to speak to that and actually act on that or not.
That one little string of hair, it's like on his Neanderthal brow is killing me.
Or if they've been able to, like you said, like religiously find a way to work around it. And I think religion has been great for that, because if it weren't for religion, we probably would not have society. But I think what's most important to identify.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, no, absolutely. Societal formations did not exist before organized religion, famously. Yeah. No, definitely, dude. This is why we need to defund the arts and defund social sciences further, so that we can have these guys say more of this stuff. You know what I mean? It's great. Yeah. Society exists for due to religion. Okay, thanks, man.
Is that
Yeah.
a man should create choice in his life. And if you have choice, you should be able to do as you wish, particularly like in your case, like in my case, if there's no deceit.
Exactly.
It's the lying. That, in my opinion, is
Okay, that's kind of woke. He's right. It's like, don't lie. If you want to fuck other people when you're in a relationship, just like be open about it. And if your partner consents to that, then great. Fair. These guys are poly, okay? They are in a polycule, okay, everybody? That's what they're doing right now. It's called being poly, okay?
actually the overall problem when guys, tend to go outside of a relationship. They lie to the woman. Right. That's the problem.
So
But of course, they're such alpha dogs that they can't admit that, because that's gay. Being poly, what is that, like pan? What the fuck? What does that mean? I don't know. That's gay. I'm fucking bitches on the side. That's what it is. That's what I like to call it.
I was growing up, I was under the belief of just being with one woman, right? Like I was a virgin for a very long time. Then one girl broke my heart. So that caused like a lot of insecurity, resentment towards the other side, right? And then I just became like a man whore for a little bit.
The problem is you have guys who are monogamous, but they're monogamous because they're forced to be monogamous, in a way meaning that they have no choice because they don't have the skill to attract multiple women.
And a lot of times,
Yeah, unlike Mr. Lucario, who definitely has the choice and the skill to attract multiple women, which you can too if you buy my DVD. What does the guy in the blue say when he wants to be in a polycule? A poly want a cracker? Okay, dude, that's okay. M HUD, that's sometimes it's a miss. Okay. Someone earlier in the chat said that dude went to the suit store and said, "Give me the bluest suit you got," and I've been thinking about it nonstop. Like he said, "Give me the bluest suit you have." Okay.
sometimes they'll use that as virtue signaling. I would never do such a thing. Well, actually, bro, you can't.
All right. Can the disagreeer step forward?
By the way, I cannot get over this dude's pants. I think we did something really fucked up when we became more like we started saying that like, oh, calling things gay is fucked up and bad. So now you got like these alpha dogs who wear the worst pants of all time. Okay? Alpha dogs love wearing literal Lululemon leggings, okay? Like with those shoes too, it's Andrew Tate all over again, okay? What is happening? I'm sorry. These alpha dogs would be called the F slur in like any Midwestern town, okay? You walk into a Midwestern town, motherfuckers think you're gay for wearing a cardigan, okay? They see how tight this shit is. They're going to be like, they're going to hate crime you, okay? You're going to get hate crimed. I'm just saying. You could be, by the way, alpha dog and a gay as well, of course. You can be a lame-ass alpha dog who also happens to be gay. But, you know, I'm pretty sure these guys would consider that to be bad.
I remember when I would, like, go on tour and things like that, my friends would always try to encourage me to, like, hook up with girls that were on to me. But I wasn't really, like, into it. And it made me feel, like, weird, like, off, like there was something wrong with me.
Oh, God.
And now I'm at a point in my life where I feel like I'm only having sex with multiple women, so I'm not weird, so I'm quote-unquote normal. I feel like even when I do have sex with these random women, it doesn't give me any gratification. And I know that comes with, like...
Where are they finding these fucking people, dude? Where do they find... Oh, my God, dude. What the fuck? I called it. I didn't even see what the betas look like. And it's like, oh, my Lord. Yeah, let's put a bunch of fucking, like, roid donkeys, okay, who at least have, like, normal attire, even though it's, like, kind of funny, against, like, a bunch of people that we found that look absolutely crazy. This is the chief of police of the Portland DMZ.
like random sex in the end. But I know in the back of my mind that like I just like simply don't enjoy this. Like I've been with multiple women and I've been with one woman, and being with one woman is just so peaceful. As far as like telling young men that they're born this way and that they should feel this way, it can really not do damage, but just sort of make you second guess things about yourself. Am I normal? Am I weird? Is there something off about me? Everyone else around me is saying that I have to feel this way or I have to do these things, but yet I don't feel the courage to do those things.
I would say that's not true, though. I don't think that we should promote men sleep with multiple women. I think that we should promote choice and what feels right to you. So in your particular case, I would never tell you to sleep with multiple women. I think you might be doing the right thing to do exactly what you're doing and not do it or stop doing it. It's not about pushing it on the young men, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of young men that have a demon inside and maybe are really upset and frustrated with themselves because they feel a certain way. And it's like, oh, I'm coming out the closet. I'm straight, you know, or super straight or too straight or whatever it is. I think that it's really going to be about choice, man. So if me to you, I tell you, if that you don't feel good doing that, man, I wouldn't do it at all.
Yeah, I agree. In your situation, what was happening, and this is what I think a lot of times what happens is you have guys who will have sex with multiple women because they're trying to fill a void. So it shouldn't be about filling a void. It should be about you actually desiring. So you don't desire to do it, so which is why you shouldn't do it. But there are guys who desire to do it, but then they're suppressing their desire, and then it's doing the same thing as you not wanting to do it. Like they feel weird about not doing it, but they want to, whereas you felt weird doing it, but you didn't want to.
I think it's a society thing. Like what you just said, who's making them feel guilty about not doing it? Other men. The reason, I think women and men, the question was, do you feel that men are meant to sleep with multiple women? Or they're just, you know, that's what they do. And I don't think that's true. I think it's a part of your character and who you are. I do believe that if you're going to be honest with your partner is into it, but do I believe that we are biologically meant and it's in our head because we have to procreate and this and that? I don't believe that. I believe the reason we do it a lot is because it's looked upon as a great thing for men to have multiple women. Women are shamed for that. Shamed totally. I have one son and two daughters, and I know the difference of how I felt when they were 15. They're in their 20s now. They were 15 versus him having multiple partners or my daughter.
So if I could struck a check for $1 million and never feel that feeling again, I absolutely would. I really would. It's something.
Dude, he's hungry, brother. He's got it in his heart. He's got that dog in him. If I could write off $1 million, I'd fucking do it. He's saying like he's got that dog in him and he doesn't like it. He needs to fucking fight it. You know, he needs to fight the urge to fuck as many women as possible.
Something that I really hated myself for, and I felt very apart. I grew up in the South Louisiana, it was a Bible Belt, and I felt very distant from people around me because I had this urge in me and could not understand why I was so different. Like the biggest self-hate I've ever felt in my life is over this particular subject. I thought I was broken.
And I understand you. And me, again, I'm going to come back with, just being around it. And me, I'm bisexual. I've always have been. But like you heard me say, I've been married to a woman for 30 years. And I've been committed for 30 years. Doesn't that I don't have that desire. It's my character to say, this is my person. And that's who I want to be with.
So that's what you're making a character versus is the drive.
I was going to say,
Then that goes back.
He's got great drip, dude. I've just been looking at what he's wearing. I don't want to say anything about the tan, okay? I know everybody recognized it. Everybody saw it. Just, whatever, okay? But the fucking drip is surreal. I would rock the shit out of that.
Back to, are we just built that way? Because if we're just built that way as men, then there's multiple people that I'm going to want to sleep with.
but I think what I was under the impression
I
with
do love
that
the pants
question
too,
was,
yeah.
are we biologically DNA
Right.
created for that? I say yes, but I loved and I agree with what we're saying here. It's like, but as men, right, in the culture and awareness and being a human being, having a consciousness, choice, language, we can choose not to. We can go against those desires or urges and
what's
stuff.
tan?
If
No,
you
he's
feel that
like,
desire and you're honest with your partner, I believe that is true.
I think he's mixed, but also I think he does have a bit of a tan going on top of that. But it doesn't matter because his drip is surreal. Okay.
Do I believe that we are biologically meant to, we just biologically want to sleep with more people because we have a penis between our legs and not a vagina? I don't.
Well, let me ask you this, though, because you said you're bisexual. So that means you're attracted to men and women, right? So if you're with a woman, well, aren't you also attracted to men? So wouldn't you want a man and a woman?
No.
So you're just like, I just want one and that's it.
I made a commitment. And it's not even like I'm...
But
it's
there's
not
no
a-
urge to want
There's always
more?
urge.
That's what I'm, that's what we're talking about.
But that doesn't mean that I'm biologically... I think men and women both have urges.
Where do you think the urge is coming from, though, if it's not biologically inside of you?
I think the urge comes from... I don't think it's a biological thing. I think
temptation, not urge.
But the urge creates temptation, no?
But is temptation bad? Like you say it in a way that's kind of like temptation.
I don't think temptation's bad.
natural.
I don't think it's a thing of all. Then that goes back to all of us. Then all of us are meant to sleep with multiple people. So then that's just a whole different society thing. But it's not just. The question was, is it as men, are we? And I don't think so.
But regardless, I think it's important to understand. 'Cause I think we are, and if we can come to terms with that, we can begin to move past it if that's what we desire. But if we reject that idea that it's not natural, then we can't move past it if that's something that someone wants to do.
But do you agree it's just men? Do you agree with that statement?
This is the dude, by the way. When your 55-year-old bisexual dad has been suing your tracks since you were 13, wait until... I think he seems like a really cool dude. Like, at first I was like a little bit weirded out, but he seems like a cool-ass dude, actually. Like, he seems dope as fuck. Yeah, 100%. He runs a cooking channel. Oh, he's vegan? Of course he's vegan, dude. Of course he's vegan. That's the least surprising thing I've ever heard in my entire life. All right, let's
Thinking that
continue.
it's just
No, I think it's women too.
okay. That's where I disagree.
Oh no, because we were just talking men.
Right.
But I agree that it's men and women.
What it sounded like was, and correct me if I'm wrong, people started talking about like,
Yeah, but you got to recognize he's trying to be black. I wouldn't go that far because he might just be... I think he is mixed. Yeah. I don't think so, for the record.
like infidelity and, telling the truth. And I think like the urges and things are okay until you act upon it. And that's when both adults just have to have a conversation about, this isn't working out for me. I still want to,
Are we doing tribunals on mixed people again, chat? What are you doing? Yeah, exactly. He definitely, I mean, yeah. woke mind virus chatter. Yeah, he's definitely Italian.
Sleep around or whatever you want to call it. It sounds like some people want to have their cake and eat it too, which I don't necessarily agree with. But I think just as long as all parties involved
Wait, is this a
have an
beta dog?
understanding of what they're getting in.
Bro, he's burly as fuck. Where'd he come from? I didn't even notice him. What the fuck? Bro, wait. I was so busy dealing with the chatters who were like race investigating the other vegan dude. That like, where'd he come from? Bro, he is so yoked and so beta at the same time. Bro, I had no fucking idea he was there. What a behemoth he is, too. A burly one, dude. Motherfucker popped in like John Cena. What the fuck?
People started talking about it.
Where I disagree.
Oh no, because we were just talking men,
Right.
But I agree that it's men and women.
What it sounded like was, and correct me if I'm wrong, people started talking about like infidelity and, you know, telling the truth. And I think like the urges and things are okay until you act upon it. And that's when both adults just have to have a conversation about, you know, this isn't working out for me. I still want to, you know, sleep around or whatever you want to call it. It sounds like some people want to have their cake and eat it too, which I don't necessarily agree with. But I think just as long as all parties involved have an understanding of what they're getting into, I don't see the issue.
I mean, honestly, I don't think I could say it any better than he did. That, which I feel like most of us or all of us kind of agree upon, that in the end, it is a choice. That like, if you want to be in a poly like relationship, that's fine as long as everyone's in agreement. Obviously, don't, you know, be in a monogamous relationship and then, you know, like single-handedly choose to, you know, sleep with other women without telling your partner. Like, that's when like issues arise.
Hi, this is Ragini, the director of this episode. You can now stream your favorite episodes of Middle Ground on Spotify whenever you...
Submissive women
Chill
are
out,
more
Ragni.
attractive than dominating women.
Oh hell yeah!
Bro ran. Bro really ran, dude. Oh, hell yeah, brother. I mean, that is a personal preference, okay? That is a personal preference after, you know, many, many experiences that I've had of mine. But it seems like such a weird thing to just, like, state. You know what I mean? To be like, oh, yeah, that's fucking, yeah. All I'm saying is I've tried it. I've tried both, okay? And I don't like it. I don't like being dominated. He's a well-established misogynist and S-shamer. Be careful. What? Who? You mean to tell me that the dude who looks like the personification of a used car dealership owner wearing the tightest, bluest suit of all time is a well-established misogynist? Stop. That's crazy.
Hell yeah! Listen, my shirt says "submissive women are sexy." Okay, so
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true.
So alpha, they need a woman to be submissive because dominant women's scary? No, like, first of all, for the record, I don't like this dynamic either because women can be dominant elsewhere, but not in the bedroom. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not one of these dudes who's like, oh my God, I'm fucking secretly deep down terrified of a woman who is like independent, a woman who's successful, any of those things. Okay? I was just simply talking about bedroom antics in general. But if they're talking about like submissive women as just like a thing, it just feels so weird. It feels so weird to specify that, like as though women aren't human beings that are multifaceted and unique and you know, it's just odd. You know what I mean? Like it's so incredibly one-dimensional that I didn't even fully understand what the fucking question prompt was because like the only time where that would be important is if we're talking about, you know, your sexual preferences. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck does submissive women, what does that mean? The fuck does that